This TSB television broadcast is supported by Banneker Realty, making dreams happen.
Anytime you get a battle of number one versus number two, regardless of the class or sport, it's hard to pass up. We've got a pair of tri-metro rivals who are frontrunners in the Class 3A state tournament this year. In fact, their last meeting came down to the final seconds in the state semifinal round last March. The Holy Angels Stars at 6-3 host the defending Class 3A state champion DeLaSalle Islanders at 4-3. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Heaton, all by myself, talking to myself, but that's okay. As you can see behind me, we've got a solid crowd for this matchup. It's not too often that conference rivalries produce this type of anticipation, but with the history of these two schools, you could see why a lot of attention is focused on this game. Holy Angels at 6-3 brought back a lot of pieces from a year ago. Added a wonderful addition in Grace Massaquoi, who didn't have a lot of basketball experience until this season. Dan Woods told me they are working on teaching her the game, but that's easy to do with the skill set she brings. Of course, Frankie Vassalero leads the way, just under 20 points per game. Cassie Karen has cooled off a bit since our last broadcast, but with Holy Angels and their depth, you've got Vassalero, the Henry twins, Karen, and now Massaquoi, Rachel Kowicki also in the mix. No one player has to put up 30 points unnecessarily. Frankie Vassalero has crossed the 30-point mark a couple of times, and we know she can score in bunches. She had a good outing against DeLaSalle in the state semifinal round last March. We'll see what happens in this series. DeLaSalle, they got off to a rough start, lost the first three games, dealt with a lot of turbulence as a result of an incident that happened with Dowling Catholic. Since then, they have bounced back in a big way. They have not lost since they played Hopkins on December 10th, and their winning streak includes a pair of 4A teams, and not just any old 4A teams, high-caliber ones. They beat St. Michael Albertville on December 17th, and last Friday, they knocked off Eden Prairie. As a result, DeLaSalle has jumped back to the top spot in the Class 3A rankings. This team, even though they don't have Nora Francois, they are for real. Nurje Weems does a lot of damage down low. Kiani Lockett had a tremendous game against Eden Prairie. That helped the Islanders emerge victorious in overtime. DeLaSalle has a lot of options. They play a stingy defense. This is going to be one heck of a series. I can't wait to start the first chapter. And we will read that first chapter when we return.
Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
James, she's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. Let's put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
We will begin with our guest, the DeLaSalle Islander girls.
Welcome back to Holy Angels in Ridgefield. Mike Beaton here, all by myself, talking to myself. Busy night of basketball around the metro, so a lot of my contacts are either at work or attending games. But a big media presence for this one, including John Millay, the media specialist for the Minnesota State High School League. DeLaSalle, 4-game winning streak, and 2 big ones with St. Michael Albertville and Eden Prairie. Those wins are notable because if you talk to folks around the metro, around the state, they often note that Class 3A sometimes seems like a JV league compared to 4A, and usually when 3A and 4A teams meet, the 4A team emerges victorious. But just because it's a probability doesn't mean it's a certainty. And the Islanders, they were leading Eden Prairie throughout that game. Tanisha Scott felt there were some mishaps late. That allowed the Eagles to come back, but Keani Lockett stepped up big time to ensure the Islanders would win in overtime. This is the first Tri-Metro game for these two schools and the first of potentially 3 meetings. We'll see what happens. Both teams have to get to state, and as you know, that's no guarantee. Holy Angels will have to deal with Richfield, an up-and-comer, undefeated at 11-0. And the Islanders, favorites to win in Section 4-3A, but Matamidi on the rise, Hill Murray no slouch, and Totino Grace surprised everybody last spring. DeLaSalle won all 3 games a year ago, but the last one came down to the final second, 61-59 win in the state semifinal round. No changes to the starting 5 for either side, so for the Islanders, you'll see Savannah White, Kennedy Click, Keani Lockett, Sydney Runsway, and Nerje Weems. For Holy Angels, they will start Frankie Vassalero, the Henry twins, Emma and Isabel, Rachel Kowicki, and Cassie Karen. Players to watch, take your pick. Lots of big names in this one for Class 3A. Frankie Vassalero leading the Stars, 19.7 points per game, 9 rebounds per game. Dan Woods told me they're trying to get her to distribute the ball a little more efficiently and effectively, relying on her teammates. And when you've got 4 double-digit scores, including 1 off the bench of Grace Massaquoi, that gives Holy Angels a lot of weapons. DeLaSalle, data is limited, but from what we can tell you, NJ Weems, that's what she goes by, 17.5 points per game. Keani Lockett, 11.6. Savannah White, 9.8. 2 schools with a lot of tradition. Holy Angels winning a state championship as recently as 2016 with Laura Bagwell-Katalinik, and DeLaSalle, they've made the state tournament every year. Outside of Tanisha Scott's first season, they won it all last year. And after a rough start, 0-3, and having to navigate some rough terrain after the Dowling Catholic game, DeLaSalle is on a roll. Keani Lockett, her 3, no good. Rebound goes into Kennedy Click's hands. Here's Sydney Runsway. That 3's off the heel, and the rebound, Frankie Vassalero. Frankie with 5 double-doubles this season. Here's Isabel Henry. No stranger to big-time environments. She deflects the pass from Savannah White, and it will be Islander ball with 17:07 left in the first half. As we said, the first of 2 meetings because they are conference foes. If you're wondering, January 31st is the second meeting, and I would love to be there for that one. Sydney Runsway gets us started with a 3-pointer. Runsway averaging 8.4 points per game based on available data. Cassie Karen says right back at ya. Cassie Karen, the superhero fan. Kennedy Click thought about it. Runsway, 3-ball. Can't knock it down that time. Rebound, Emma Henry. Isabel spots up the 3, and it does everything but go in. Rebound took an awkward Karam, and that allows Rachel Kowicki to get the foot back. NJ Weems had position, but sometimes the ball does crazy things. "5-3 our score early. Going inside, Rachel Kowicki posts up on Savannah White. And Kowicki off to a fast start. Kowicki averaging 11.3 a game and 8.1 rebounds. NJ Weems can't hit the 15-footer. Her older brother McKeel played at Tartan, now playing college ball. And if things play out right for NJ, she'll be playing college ball as well.
Kowicki up and in. Rachel Kowicki off to a fast start. DeLaSalle trying to work their way inside. That pass a little too high for Savannah White. Holy Angels off to the races. Cassie Karen scores the layup. Give the dime to Frankie Vassalero. And the Islanders with an 11-3 start. I should say the Stars with an 11-3 start. DeLaSalle, they will hold on to their timeouts for now. Kennedy Click out to Lockett. Click working off the screen set by White. Kennedy Click gets the bounce. Kennedy started her varsity career at Maranatha Christian Academy last year, made the move to DeLaSalle, joining a loaded lineup. Rachel Kowicki missing the three-pointer. Savannah White with the rebound. And here comes Kiani Lockett speeding away to the rim. Nothing doing. NJ Weems is fouled. She'll shoot two. NJ Weems calls herself a YouTuber and has quite the presence on Instagram. That's what all the cool kids are doing these days. You want to know how cool she is? She has more than 1,000 followers, or I should say over 1,000 followers more than I do on Instagram. But she's also a great basketball player. Likes to do some stuff for YouTube as well. Weems gets a couple of friendly bounces at the line. And that could be helpful for the Islanders' cause. Turnaround. Cassie Karen can't knock it down. Savannah White with the rebound. Click to White. White foul by Vassalero. Savannah White, the younger sister of Royce White, who was one of the top prospects back in the late 2000s. Now a mental health advocate. Savannah, a volleyball and basketball crossover at DeLaSalle. We'll settle for a split there. (11-8) though, the Islanders are slowly chipping their way back. They've scored 5 in a row. Savannah White with the deflection. Here is Isabel Henry, sees a hole, hesitation move, and gets a friendly roll. DeLaSalle fans wanted a traveling call. NJ Weems, no good, gets her own miss. Holy Angels keeping an eye out for Runsway. She draws the foul and will shoot two. Sydney Runsway averaging 8.4 a game.
42, Cassie Karen, that's her second personal. At the line, shooting two, Sydney Runsway.
Gets the front end and drop.
In the game for the Stars, number 2, Grace Massacoy.
Her nickname is Sidbodid.
Massacoy and Henderson.
One of her favorite activities is tubing in the summer, and her favorite food is Raising Cane's chicken fingers. Sidbodid. I will have to ask her about that the next time I see the Islanders. DeLaSalle brings the pressure. This is what they're known for. Weems looking for the kick out. Now Lockett, 3-ball. In and out. Lockett resetting for the Islanders. Runs away. Open from the corner. Bullseye.
Number 15, Sydney runs away for 3.
And DeLaSalle, a 10-2 run, has tied this up at 13-all. Frankie Vassalero with the answer. That's the first basket for Frankie Vassalero. Crossed the 1,000-point mark earlier this season. Isabel Henry times the pass. Misses the layup. Break for the Islanders. 3-ball. Runs away, can't hit it. And Holy Angels can't control the rebound. Another break for the Islanders.
Substitution for the Stars. Number 3, Lexi Egan in the game.
Solid crowd on hand for this one. Again, not too often as Kennedy Click reps her jersey number there with the 3. We're tied at 16. And not too often you get a matchup of this magnitude in a conference series. There are some good ones out there. The Tri-Metro, DeLaSalle and Holy Angels. Matchups between the two always produce highlights. The Lake Conference has a lot of good teams, especially with STMA joining the group. But elsewhere, there's a big gap between the top team and everyone else. Not here. These are two teams who make it to state just about every year, and both have state championship credentials. Kennedy Click, her 3 goes off the heel. Offensive rebound, no putback for Weems. Stars looking to run. We're tied at 16. Kawicki gets a tough shot to go in, used up her dribble. That's why the backboard is there. Lockett. Now White has it at the top of the key. DeLaSalle runs a triangle, and Cindy runs away. Right idea, 3 just didn't drop. Stars looking to go in transition. Now they back off. Now Frankie fires the 3, and it's pure. Frankie Vassalero, the noted Spider-Man fan, spinning a web of points in the early going. And I'll show myself out. Weems, that's an offensive foul. That is the first on NJ. And coming in for the Islanders is Itiana Salam, number 13. Weems got the deflection, now a scrum, jump ball, Holy Angels with the arrow. And Weems helps Frankie Vassalero up, and Frankie making some sort of gesture. I believe that indicates thanks for the lift. Well, these are two teams that are highly familiar with each other, being in the same conference. Weems posts up on Kawicki. And that is the first field goal for NJ. Grace Massaquoi responds on the other end. Savannah White, the mid-range J goes down. 23-20 our score. White with the steal. Can't get it to drop. Weems goes up. No good. Gets her own miss. Up and in. And NJ Weems with a chance for 3.
So the basket wiki of the Stars. And shooting the N1 is number 22, Nerji Weems.
Nerji Weems missed a game. Could not play against Aquinas. Season high is 24, and since that opening weekend, Weems has been the player everyone talks about. Traveling violation on Holy Angels. Weems gets a lot of praise from Tanisha Scott and the DeLaSalle coaching staff. One of the foundation's focal points for the Islanders, with Nora Francois not playing this year. But their 4-game win streak and wins against the likes of STMA and Eden Prairie highlight the depth that DeLaSalle has at their disposal. And Weems is getting after it on the rebounds. Holy Angels ball. Here comes Massaquoi. White able to get a piece of it. Lockett looking for Weems. Can't reach her in time. More pressure from DeLaSalle. Cassie Karen called for double dribble.
Back in the game for the Stars is number
And she's asking for an
1,
explanation. 23-23, 8:32 left in the first half. Weems squeezes through the hole. And we'll have another three-point play chance. Nerji Weems scoring layups and taking names.
Number 15, Becky Little. Basket is good, and at the line, number 22, NJ Weems.
Three-point play, not successful that time. Rebecca Little in the game, number 15. Cassie Karen, a deep three. Tried to draw a foul there, didn't work out. Lockett, pull up. Off the heel, Cassie Karen with the board. Karen steps into a mid-range J. Got her own miss, but throws it right into the hands of Savannah White. Frankie Vassalero able to strip it away. And that prevents a fast break opportunity. 7:48 left in the first half, 25-23. Holy Angels, since our last broadcast, they've won their last two games, beating Orono, a section opponent, and then scoring a runaway win over Maranatha Christian Academy. Sydney Runsway, her third triple. And the Islanders building an advantage here, 28-23. Holy Angels throws it away. Pressure starting to pay dividends for the Islanders. Savannah White scores. Holy Angels, they will not call a timeout for now. Both teams hanging on to them. It was the Stars who got an 11-3 run to begin the game. Islanders have been on a roll since. And Isabel Henry had the 5 count, so the foul on Sydney Runsway helps get them out of a jam. A lot of experience with these two teams, not just with the rosters, but the coaching staff as well. Dan Woods, the longtime head coach at Holy Angels. Frankie Vassalero hits the 16-footer. Tanisha Scott started at Minneapolis South, transferred to DeLaSalle, where she attended school many moons ago. Their assistants include Ashley Ellis-Milan and Danielle Ellison. Both played at St. Paul Central. Ellis-Milan would then play for the Gophers, Ellison at St. Cloud State. Both made a state tournament back in 2005. And Sadaka Jihad, who won a state championship as a player in 2009 at Minneapolis South. Her father, Emil Jihad, as Savannah White hits the elbow J, now the head coach for the Minneapolis Edison boys team. Isabel Henry, foul by Weems. That is the second on NJ. And Isabel Henry, the self-proclaimed connoisseur of sweets, will shoot 2. Isabel Henry, averaging 7.3 points per game, 63% free throw shooter. First trip to the line for the Stars. Click going back in.
Substitution for the Stars.
Isabel Henry knocks down both free throws. Frankie Vassalero, the best shooter at the line, 82%. One of the top scorers in 3A. Lockett lost it and can't recover in time. Holy Angels ball. 6:05 to go in the first half. 32-27 our score. Frankie pulls up. Got it. Frankie's feeling it. Struggled to get her shot going against Shakopee, having no such difficulty here. Lockett has really come on strong since she came back from injury last year. Islanders swing it around. Salam worked her way through traffic, nothing doing. White for 3. In and out. Another O-board. This time Click picks it up. Runs away. She's feeling it. Well, you can't hit everything. Stars on the run. Kowicki to Karen. Yes! Tanisha Scott calls timeout. 5:07 left in the first half. 32-31 our score. And with this timeout, we would like to acknowledge that this broadcast is supported by Banneker Realty, making dreams happen. And if you'd like to do the same, we've got a few options for you. Patreon, PayPal, and Cash App. Patreon.com/TSB Television, PayPal.me/TSB Television, and Cash App simply TSB Television. We're glad to have you with us. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, on screen, TV, wherever you may be, for one of the biggest conference rivalries over the last several years. DeLaSalle, 4 straight wins entering this game. Grand Rapids, St. Michael Albertville, that one, a big one. Benilde St. Margaret's in their annual series, and Eden Prairie. Looking ahead, DeLaSalle will have a notable non-conference game with Mankato West, one of the teams to watch in Class 3A. They will also play Robbinsdale Cooper, no pushover, at Roosevelt for one of the Martin Luther King Showcase events, and a couple of big games on the schedule. The rivalry series with Cretin-Durham Hall and Minnehaha Academy. We certainly hope to bring you those games, and Holy Angels, that second meeting, January 31st. And they will welcome Richfield on Friday. Salam for 3. Off the heel. Rebound goes to Runsway, but she is in trouble. Scramble for the ball, and Kowicki falls on it and calls the timeout. That's not an unusual position for Kowicki to be in. Holy Angels fans, Holy Angels stands, I guess that's the term we use these days, tell me Rachel Kowicki often dives. She's the workhorse, the one diving on the floor. Joe Berg and Dan Woods joked with me the last time we were here that they put a limit on the number of times Rachel Kowicki can hit the deck But her most infamous or famous, however you want to describe it, came against Cretin-Durham Hall, dives for a loose ball, and was able to hook up with Frankie Vassalero for a score. That won a runaway win for the Stars. 32-31. And as we noted before, the plethora of options both teams have. Not something you see often in Class 3A. But it's something the top teams have in common. Frankie Vassalero, jump ball. She took a bunny hop. Either way, DeLaSalle ball. She did take a hop, but the jump ball may have been because a DeLaSalle player was able to get a hand on it. 32-31. Largest lead for either side is 8. We've had a few swings of the pendulum, but it ends up going back to center, much like our game on Friday, Stillwater-Wayzata. 3 on the way for Kennedy Click. That does not drop. Frankie Vassalero, bounce pass to Karen, and Cassie will shoot 2. Cassie Karen, 500 free throw shooter, 10.2 points per game, had 11 or more in the first 4 games of the season. Since then, she's tapered off, but again, her production hasn't been necessary in most cases. If you follow the story, 3-sport athlete, volleyball and softball are her other sports. And if she could choose a superpower, it would be flight. It would certainly help her move across the court. Big superhero fan. Flash is her favorite. Also has a soft spot for Captain America. I wonder how she'll feel about the new one. Oh, I'm sure she can't wait to see the Sam Wilson incarnation of Captain America in the MCU. Don't give up those Disney Plus subscriptions just yet, folks. Even though it's another year before Baby Yoda. Runs away for 3. Bullseye. Runs away, feeling it from 3-point range. That is her 4th triple. And I've got her at 14. High low to Karen. Turn around and 1. Cassie Karen, 11 points. That is the second personal foul on Runsway.
Karen to shoot 1. Substitution for the Stars, number 10, Emma Henry back in the game.
Karen completes the 3-point play. Also likes to spend time at her grandparents' farm riding horses and four-wheeling with her sisters and cousins. Salam for 3. Swish! Salam making that 3-point stroke work. 38-36. DeLaSalle over Holy Angels in a highly entertaining first half. A lot of twists and turns. Kowicki double teamed. And she's slow to get up. Again, she finds herself on the floor frequently. And that's one reason.
That's her second personal.
As she's hit with her second personal foul, that's one area where you can get a little nervous if you're on the Holy Angels side. Runsway, side fade, swish. Her 5th three-pointer, and I've got her at 17. DeLaSalle ball. Runs away, her season high is 19. She's closing in on that in a hurry.
That's her second personal and the Stars 7.
Runs away, steps into an elbow J. Jump ball.
Jump ball call.
Click and Kowicki are going after it. Holy Angels with the arrow. That's the third time Kowicki has hit the deck, and I believe that is her limit that the coaches try to keep her to. Henry to Massaquoi. We haven't heard from Grace yet, but she can turn it on in a hurry. That's her second field goal. Massaquoi with 2 double-doubles, 10 points or more in 4 of her last 5 games. Salam lays it in. And Salam with 5 off the bench. Henry for 3. Isabel can't knock it down. Rebound won by Kowicki. Tries to go up on White. That's usually not a good idea, but she finds an open Emma Henry, no good. Holy Angels ball, 1:12 left in the first half.
Substitution for the Stars, back in the game, number 42, Cassie Karen.
Kowicki to inbound. Near collision between Karen and Lockett. Karen able to get the inbound pass in cleanly. Kowicki, that's tough on a double team, but Grace Massaquoi is there for the cleanup. And now Massaquoi making her presence felt. She's up to 6. 11 points off the bench. Three-point game. 3 ball. Runs away, unable to hit that time, but she's been firing away. Frankie fakes it. Stars with time. Kowicki drives, no good. DeLaSalle looking to push. And they throw it away. The leak out pass a little too strong. 23.7 on the clock. And 43-40 our score. Again, the largest lead for either side has been 8. In the first of 2 meetings. There's no telling if these two will stay 1-2 when they meet again on January 31st, but you figure it will be another date to circle on the calendar. Holy Angels holding for the last shot. Frankie draws the foul, and she will shoot free throws. Frankie Vassalero played volleyball for a time, still plays lacrosse for the Stars.
Her first personal at the line for the 1-1, number 1, Frankie Vassalero.
Has a twin brother, Joe, who was part of the St. Thomas Academy football team that finished 2nd in Class 5A this year. Also plays guitar and piano, a noted Eagles, Billie Eilish, and Lord fan. I'm sure there are a few others on her list. Holy Angels, a perfect 7 of 7 from the line. DeLaSalle 6 of 7. Frankie goes up to 12. And DeLaSalle with 5.4 seconds. Frankie will head for the bench to get a quick breather. Lockett speeds away to the rim and will shoot free throws with 0.1 on the clock. Kiani Lockett has really grown since she started varsity as a 7th grader at Minneapolis South. Of course, I'll never forget seeing her as a 7th grader with the goggles. Looked like she was 10 years old out there. Her father told me the goggles will not be coming back anytime soon. She's moved on from that phase. But I can tell you, when Kiani is not dropping dimes. She likes baking. Settles for a split at the line, but it's the DeLaSalle Islanders with a 44-42 edge at the half in a back-and-forth game emblematic of two talented teams who know what it takes to reach the top in the postseason. 44-42 our score in the conference opener for these two teams, members of the Tri-Metro. With that, we will pause and rejoin you for the second half. You're watching high school girls basketball.
This TSB television broadcast is supported by Banneker Realty, making dreams happen. Twin Cities Sports Broadcasting, and a whole lot more. That's what you get from TSB Television. We provide long-lasting digital coverage of your favorite athletes from the preps to the pros. Dazzling moves.
Holloman, good if it goes. Yes!
Game winners.
From James. She's in trouble. Finds James. Toss shot! It goes in!
And everything in between. Before we let you go, do you want to say hi to anybody?
Oh, I don't know. Let's put me on the spot there.
If you want to connect with our audience, visit us at patreon.com/TSB Television or sponsor our coverage through PayPal and Cash App. Thank you for watching.
Twitter sphere. Mike Beaton all by myself talking to myself. High school girls basketball, Tri-Metro Conference Edition. The DeLaSalle Islanders, defending Class 3 state champions with a 44-42 lead over Holy Angels, last year's bronze medalists, reaching the semifinal round, losing to DeLaSalle by a 2-point margin with Nerje Weems getting the game-winning bucket with 8 seconds to go. It's not a game Tanisha Scott looks back on fondly, and only because she felt it was not the greatest performance her Islanders have put on. As you know, they shut down Becker's offense late in the 3A championship to run away with a title. The first for Tanisha Scott, and the fourth in DeLaSalle's growing history with girls basketball. Sydney Runsway with 5 triples. I got her at 17 to lead the first half. And then Keani Lockett, Nerje Weems both had 9. A pair of 12s for the Stars, Frankie Vassalero and Cassie Karen. Rachel Kowicki had 9. Those are your notables.
Foul is on the Islanders, number 3, Kennedy Click. That's her second.
Kennedy Click hit with a foul, and Isabel Henry will shoot free throws. Henry with 4 points. And Henry, a perfect 4 of 4 from the line. Holy Angels 9 of 9. Stars pick it up. Cassie Karen steps into a 3, no good. Weems, Runsway. Out to Lockett for 3. Off the heel, rebound Click. Deep 3 for Sydney Runsway, just short. Jump ball, Holy Angels with the arrow.
Substitution for the Islanders, number 13, Etienne Salon back in the game.
We mentioned Becker earlier. They are leading St. Francis big time at halftime. DeLaSalle's pressure rattles so many teams, and with all the experience they brought back, it makes them that more potent.
Foul is on the Islanders, number 2, Savannah White. That's her second personal, and the team's second of the half.
Frankie Vassalero puts her total up to 14 points. Frankie on fire compared to the Shakopee game, and that's a big help with the Stars. Sydney Runsway has missed a couple of three-point attempts. Frankie Vassalero wrestles control for the rebound. Step back, swish. Frankie Vassalero. Her coaches are trying to instill that you don't always have to score 30 points, but if you're feeling it, as the saying goes, feed the hot hand. And knowing that she can put up big numbers is a big help for the Stars. The Stars have scored 6 in a row to start the second half. They started the first half on an 11-3 run. And another quick start for the Stars here. Will get a little bit bigger as Kowicki gets the assist to Emma Henry. That's the first points for Emma. That's a traveling violation. This Holy Angels team, they don't run their offense through one player. Kowicki averaging 2.7 assists. Isabel Henry 2.9. Frankie Vassalero and Cassie Karen 2.1. Emma Henry 2.6. So they don't have a point guard specific figure on this lineup. Any one of them can set up an offensive play. Frankie fakes the three, feeds it inside to Cassie Karen, and there's an example of what I'm talking about. Timeout, DeLaSalle. Holy Angels on a 10-0 run to start the second half. 15-14 to go. And with this timeout, we'd like to remind you one more time that this broadcast is supported by Banneker Realty, making dreams happen. And if you'd like to do the same for future broadcasts, we've got several ways for you to do so. Patreon.com/TSB Television, PayPal.me/TSB Television, and Cash App simply TSB Television, and a fitting song choice after Holy Angels gets on another fast start. Now, we've seen this in the first half, and DeLaSalle, they've got the talent and the high-quality wins to show for it. Holy Angels, they had some big wins. I would say their most notable turns out to be the season opening victory, 69-57 over Burnsville. And after this, Holy Angels, they have a couple of doubleheader series with Fridley and Richfield, Richfield being a conference rival. The Richfield series could be one to watch. Richfield won 5 games last year, but got a higher seed over Highland Park, won that game, and gave Holy Angels a run in the section semifinal. Dan Woods, when interviewed for the Breakdown publication, said, "Don't sleep on this Richfield team," and folks around the metro are going, "What are you smoking?" Well, at 11-0, Dan Woods' clairvoyance coming into fruition. That will be a walk. That's certainly not the fault of Frankie Vassalero. She was getting after it, just didn't go in. Holy Angels ball, or I should say DeLaSalle ball, was Isabel Henry of Holy Angels with a deflection. Runsway out to Salam. As we noted earlier this season, the Tri-Metro Conference adding Richfield, but they shrunk overall as Visitation. No, I take that back. Visitation still in the conference. Savannah White drills the three. St. Agnes Concordia Academy dropped out to go to the Skyline. So White goes up to, they got her at 12. It should be 10. I think they gave points inadvertently to White. But I saw her big brother give her some encouragement, feedback during halftime. And considering the illustrious career that Royce White has had. Frankie, turnaround. That's a potent shot of hers, but it didn't drop that time. But considering the illustrious career that Royce White had at Hopkins and what he was able to do after that, I'm sure you'll take his feedback most seriously. Here comes the DeLaSalle pressure. Rachel Kowicki breaks through and scores. Well, Kowicki's coast-to-coast play was a lot more fluid than my attempt to pronounce it. Stars force a turnover. They have a chance to extend this lead. A little bit of a push-off. We play on. 4-on-4. Kiani Lockett's layup comes up just short, and Salam fouls Vassalero. 4-on-4. It's almost like we had a little hockey action going on. Well, that doesn't happen here in basketball, but that would be amusing. 4-on-4 basketball.
We got 2 substitutions in the game. Number 2, Grace Massicoy for the Stars, and number 5, Cherish Henderson.
.12:40 to go. Holy Angels up by 7. They're number 2 in the Class 3A rankings. DeLaSalle number 1. 3 and 4 in Class 3A also meeting tonight. Another turnaround. This time, Frankie Vassalero finds nothing at the bottom of the net. Austin and Red Wing. So the top 4 teams in 3A having big matchups with each other. And all of them could be teams you see in the state tournament. 3 ball. No good. And Holy Angels with a chance for an exclamation. Grace Massicoy, no good. Frankie Vassalero with the cleanup. Frankie up to 20. Couldn't play that well in the regular season series last year. Weems goes inside. Holy Angels, if they could get a win here, it would be their biggest of the season and enough to give them the top spot in the 3A rankings. DeLaSalle brings the pressure. Runsway not giving up on those threes. Drills this one. Gets her 6th to drop, and it's 58-52. Last touch by Lockett. Tanisha Scott thought it was going DeLaSalle's way. One more person I should note on that DeLaSalle bench, longtime friend of Tanisha Scott, C.J. Hallman, the head coach of the football team, also a DeLaSalle graduate. Those two have known each other for years. Weems with the steal and the floater. Weems up to 13. And the yo-yo continues. Whenever one team gets on a run, the other team finds a way back, and Rachel Kowicki hits the floor again. How many times can she take a beating down there?
Foul is on number 22, that's N.J. Weems. That's her 3rd personal. Shooting 2, number
Rachel Kowicki, 52% free throw shooter, 11.3 points, 8.1 rebounds.
Substitution for the Islanders, number 3, Kennedy Click. 1 shot for Kowicki.
Nothing doing at the line. Break for the Islanders. Lockett looking for White. Pass was too hard. Kowicki will get credit for the steal there. Foul on DeLaSalle. And if you're keeping track, Holy Angels has yet to commit one. That's the 15th foul this half for the Islanders. There's the pressure again. Weems bats that one away. And we'll try this again. Kawicki in trouble. Oh, look out!
Foul is on the Stars, number 2.
Click is all right. That was a big collision between her and Massaquoi. That's the first on Grace, the sophomore. But as a precaution, Sydney Brunsway will go back in for Kennedy Click. Click adding to DeLaSalle's depth. Islanders already down a player in Maya Williams, who suffered a concussion. Weems tries the dribble drive, but to no avail. Kawicki steps into a three, rolls it in. You don't see that often. A three-pointer for Rachel Kawicki. Weems inside again. And NJ Weems up to 15. DeLaSalle hanging with Holy Angels in this battle of 1 versus 2 in Class 3A. Lockett with the steal. And this game, in every sense of the word, playing like a battle of 1 and 2. With the history, including last year, Lockett will shoot 2.
Foul is on the Stars, number 31.
Just the first on Isabel Henry. No player in serious foul trouble yet for the Stars.
At the line, number 11, Keami Lockett.
Lockett has yet to make a field goal. Gets the front end to fall.
Substitutions for the Stars.
Lockett averaging 11.6. Doesn't score a ton. But this DeLaSalle team, after that slow start, have really turned it on. Another split at the line. Jump ball. DeLaSalle with the arrow. Frankie crawls her way out of that one. 9:46 to go. 4-point game. White, mid-range J, can't get the bounce. And with a matchup like this, again, they'll meet again January 31st, so whoever wins this one, they'll want to get that series sweep because that will likely factor into seeding for section and state should both teams get there. Karen for 3. Lockett with the rebound. She turns on the Jets, finds Runsway, no good. Now we're going the other way. Frankie calling for it. Pass to Kawicki, what a beauty! A perfectly executed transition play for the Stars, and they're back up by 6. But a long way to go. That's the third foul on Kawicki, and NJ Weems is penetrating at will in the second half. Weems had 24 in the win over St. Michael Albertville, if my stats are right. Came up with a big performance when she needed it. Not only did it boost her morale most likely, but getting that win over a perennial, a team that knocked off Maple Grove recently. And Eden Prairie, even though they aren't in the top 10, they have a lot of talent with the Eagles. Weems will have to settle for a split here, and DeLaSalle started strong at the free throw line. They've simmered down a little bit since then, but still a long way to go, still anyone's game. And with that pressure, producing multiple turnovers. The Islanders can get back in a hurry. White missing the three. And called for the foul. That is the last to give on the Islanders. White not thrilled about that. Weems behind the back pass to Runsway for three, and the three-point shot hasn't gone in Runsway's favor. Weems tried to bounce it off Vassalero, but Frankie alertly picks it up. They can't finish in transition. The crowd reaction for every possession. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. Cindy Runsway, three-ball, corner pocket. 2-point game just like that. Mid-range Dave for Frankie. Looks short, and it is. Emma Henry able to track down the O-board. Her twin sister missing the three-pointer. Karen and Vassalero almost collided with each other on the offensive rebound, and Dan Woods is going to call a timeout to settle his team down. 7:58 left in the second half. Wherever you're watching this, on YouTube, since we post these games chronologically, our next broadcast will be the 10th, this Friday. Speaking of conference series, we've got another one with two high-caliber teams, Minnehaha Academy, the defending Class 2A champions, and Providence Academy, who's off to a hot start. Saturday, we've got another battle of top 10 teams in 4A, on the lower end of the top 10, but still two teams to keep an eye on, Chaska and Maple Grove. Chaska building up with that young core. Maple Grove, winners of Section 8 the last two seasons. And in a couple of weeks, actually a week and a half, we've got a big game or a big event, the Jack Links Hall of Fame Classic. Several top teams, top players will be there. 3 girls games, 3 boys games. A lot of coverage coming your way. 63-61 the score with Holy Angels and DeLaSalle. It's been back and forth. Holy Angels looked like they were going to be in position to pull away here, but that DeLaSalle pressure defense, they get at you quickly. We mentioned C.J. Hallman and his multi-sport involvement at DeLaSalle as a coach. Dan Woods, no different. An assistant coach for football, head coach for girls basketball. Joe Berg, involved in volleyball and girls basketball. And both sides, quite the conversationalists, no matter the subject. That includes basketball and NFL playoffs. Keani Lockett for 3. That would have given DeLaSalle the lead. It will stay DeLaSalle ball. Tanisha Scott, DeLaSalle graduate, played college ball at Minnesota Duluth. White for 3. Yes! In the past, that might have surprised you. But in this era of three-point shooting, not so much. But Holy Angels breaks the press, and that sets up an easy bucket for Frankie Vassalero. She's up to 22. We're mentioning some of the upcoming games. I think we're going to have to circle DeLaSalle Holy Angels round 2 on January 31st. Foul on Kawicki. That is her 4th. And Rachel
Fouls on the Stars, number 34.
Walks past the timeline to cool herself off.
At the line, NJ Weems.
Weems to shoot 2. Weems at 6 feet. Has a lot of supporters around the Metro. Frankie Vassalero in trouble. Throws it right into the hands of Weems. That would have been big. It had gone in for the Islanders. But the Stars catch a break. They're on the run. Karen against Runsway, no good. Massaquoi got there. And now Lockett, one-on-one with Frankie. Weems recovers and scores. A big swing in the Islanders' direction. But as we said before, a lot of time left. Emma Henry converts the layup. That puts her up to 4. What a game. Stars showing a 2-3 zone here. Three ball. Runsway. She's going to shoot that shot as many times as she can. Cassie Karen on the drive and one.
Basket is good.
Karen had cooled off. But she's heating up again. And she completes a 3-point play. Holy Angels, they'll be in the bonus the rest of the way. Weems looking to go inside. Found nothing there. Ball ricochets around into the hands of Lockett, no good. Vassalero with the board. Frankie, blocked by White. Lockett pulls off the hesitation move. Holy Angels fans wanted to travel. I didn't see enough to say Lockett dragged her pivot. She did have to balance herself. And it will be Islanders ball here with 4:46 to go. Lockett to Runsway. Out to Salam. Tied at 70. Weems on Massaquoi, no good. Frankie for 3. Over the backboard, dead ball rebound to DeLaSalle. 70-70.
Substitution for the Stars, number 34, Rachel Kowicki back in the game.
Kennedy Click has not gone in since her collision with Massaquoi. She's seated between Ellison and Sadaka Jihad. Runsway. A little side fade, no good. Massaquoi. Out to Emma Henry. Her drive too strong, but she will shoot free throws.
Foul is on number 2, Savannah White. That's her third personal at the line.
That's the third personal on White. Emma Henry, 68% free throw shooter. Averages 7.3 a game, 2.3 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 2.2 steals. We'll have to settle for a split there, but Grace Massaquoi gets an offensive rebound out of it. Up on Salam, Grace, tough shot there. And Weems open on the other end. Goodbye. 22 points for NJ Weems. Karen can't get the bounce. Runsway had to tiptoe around Karen. And that allowed Cassie to dive in there and force the jump. Holy Angels with the arrow. And Frankie Vassalero will go back in. Both teams with 3 timeouts left, so we could have an ending similar to Stillwater Wayzata. It took a little while, but the payoff was worth it. We've seen Kowicki work those 5-second counts on inbound plays. Doesn't try to force it, but I have to imagine it makes parents and fans a little nervous. Frankie Vassalero, up and in. Well, this is one of those games where Frankie's got to step up, jump ball. Kowicki stayed with NJ Weems that time. Frankie hadn't had a 20-point game since Bloomington Jefferson. 4 games with 20 or more, now 5 double-doubles, and it could be 6 once the numbers are tallied. Lockett, 3 no good. And in the closing stages, if the Stars can score here, that would be crucial. Again, a battle of 1 versus 2. Oh, Cassie Karen tried to get around Weems and lost sight of the timeline.
Substitution for the Stars, number 3, Lexi Egan.
Lexi Egan will go in place of Isabel Henry. We've got ourselves a chess match here. Two strong teams. White for 3. Just grazed the iron. One-point lead for the Stars. Lockett fires to Runsway. Yes!
That's a 3 for Sydney Runsway.
And if that's a foul, and it is, that means free throws for Holy Angels. The Stars have 2 to give, and that is not beneficial in this situation. Now that they find themselves trailing, they're going to have to foul twice to stop the clock, if it comes to that. Here's Lexi Egan. Doesn't score a lot. 1-1. No good. Rebound. Won by Kowicki. Blocked by White. And now the Islanders can work some clock if they wish. Again, the Stars have to foul twice if they can't get a steal or stop in some kind, in some fashion.
Fouls on the Stars, number
And looking at the body language of Tanisha Scott, you can tell how big a deal this is. Savannah being subbed out in place of Kennedy Click with 1:21 to go. That's just the first personal on Emma Henry. Stars still have to foul one more time. Lockett happy to milk some clock, and that's going to be a foul. On Lexi Egan. Well, that's someone who can afford to absorb it.
Fouls on the Stars, number 3.
So that is their last foul to give. Now they can play the foul and chase if they like. DeLaSalle, they've struggled a bit at the free throw line as of late. But how about Cindy Runsway and NJ Weems? Cindy doing it from the outside, NJ doing it on the inside. In a 2-point game. Lockett bounces to Weems, and she'll shoot 2. Big free throws here. If NJ can make both, it will be a 2-possession game, but what a performance. Nurje Weems stepping up, and that's the last foul for Kawicki, so she will finish with 15 points. Rachel, a heck of a job. I know she's disappointed about fouling out, but has nothing to hang her head about. A tremendous performance. Really, this has been a fantastic performance for both teams. A lot of twists and turns. They're playing like their position in the ranking suggests. These two definitely belong in the conversation. They already did, but in case you had any doubts, we've got a lot of proof right here. Big free throws here for NJ Weems. It was a shooting foul. Frankie was ready just in case.
One shot.
Weems gets the back end, but that keeps it a 1-possession game. Now, we have a lot of time left, so Holy Angels does not need a 3-pointer right away. They'll take a 2. If they can get it, and Emma Henry does just that, streaking through the lane. Egan fouls Lockett. Now it's a 1-on-1 situation. And Lockett has been a little shaky thus far, just 2 of 4 at the line, 1 field goal. Hasn't scored a lot tonight. Hasn't needed to with the lights out efforts from Sydney Runsway outside and Nurje Weems inside. This rivalry series living up to its billing. It will still be a 1-possession game, and both teams with 3 timeouts left, so a lot of strategy here to play out. Lockett makes both. Holy Angels succumbs to the pressure. Stars fans wanted to travel on Weems. Instead, NJ could potentially ice it at the line. And however you felt about that, that was set up by the pressure from DeLaSalle. What they are infamous for across the basketball landscape. Why they are so tough to contain. Weems makes it a 2-possession game. And that might be enough. A split at the line. And a traveling call on Massaquoi. DeLaSalle, they know what to do. Timeout, 26.2, but DeLaSalle, you can tell that experience, the chemistry, it all comes into play. They know exactly what to do in these situations. They apply the double team right away. They get to work defensively. And that's why they have been on a roll, 4-game win streak. Took the holidays off and are back in action. 3 games this week, including a back-to-back with Richfield and Mankato West. This is one of the tougher weeks for DeLaSalle. Now, we'll see just how legitimate Richfield is, although winning 11 games and getting a home seed last year. Dan Woods told me when you look at the teams Richfield played a year ago and when you look at what they've done this year, so this is A week full of tests for the Islanders. And that won't be any easier. They get Holy Angels and Richfield in back-to-back games.
That's her second personal. And we're in the double bonus now.
And Cooper, now that they're back in 4A,
Rocket will shoot 2.
probably won't be in the discussion to win state because they're in the same section as Hopkins, but both teams will have some good tests awaiting them. St. Croix Lutheran, another team to keep an eye on in the Tri-Metro. And as Lockett adds a few more free throws, what this game came down to is DeLaSalle's defensive pressure. A lot of veterans on this team. They know how to run it. They don't get rattled easily. And it looks like it will be just enough for the Islanders to pick up their 5th straight win. Isabel Henry scores, but there's not going to be enough time with 8 seconds left unless something crazy happens. So barring something strange, this will move DeLaSalle to 5-3. Holy Angels would fall to 6-4. But when you look at the two and the schedule they have, I would say DeLaSalle has a slightly tougher schedule. Holy Angels, a couple of their non-conference opponents to wrap up the season. As something happened, I don't know. Cassie Karen, oh boy. I did not see what happened there, but she is walking slowly back to the bench. 8 seconds to go, 81-77 our score. And now the concern is less about the game and Cassie Karen's health. Holy Angels, they play on the road at Fridley. That's a player you'd hate to lose. Cassie Karen walking slowly back to the bench. I was going to say some non-conference opponents remaining for Holy Angels. Chanhassen and Prior Lake, both teams. Chanhassen building with a young unit. Prior Lake looking for a new identity after McKenna Hofschild graduated. That's not to say they won't be good tests for the Stars. But DeLaSalle had an insanely hard start to the season with Allen Catholic, Aquinas, top teams from Iowa, Wisconsin, Hopkins, and that was the first game where they had to deal with a lot. So the Islanders didn't have the best of moods entering that game. Hopkins won convincingly. They beat Grand Rapids, and I'd say that win over St. Michael Albertville. If DeLaSalle can win state again, there's a lot that can happen between now and then, but I have to imagine that game with St. Michael Albertville will be circled as a key one for the Islanders' fortunes. As Lockett ices this one at the free throw line. DeLaSalle, they have not lost since they played Hopkins. Racking up a series of signature wins. They will add another one to the resume tonight. That's a foul on the Islanders. Inconsequential at this point. And the Stars a little bit short, but again, nothing to hang their head about here. Cassie Karen, 16 points. Rachel Kowicki, 16 points. The two having a war with each other. Looks like Cassie is okay there, still working on that ankle. Frankie Vassalero, that will count. So she'll finish with 26, but it's DeLaSalle who wins the day, 83-79. And as I was saying, a lot to be proud of, a lot to take away, a lot of positives. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a preview of a state tournament round, maybe a championship, who knows? We'll see how the seedings play out, but these two, a lot to talk about, and we got the showcase everyone was expecting. DeLaSalle wins 83-79. We'll come back and try to get a word with NJ Weems and Sydney Runsway. This is high school girls basketball.
And joining me are NJ Weems and Sydney Runsway from DeLaSalle. NJ, we'll start with you. Ever since you came back for the St. Michael Albertville game, you've put up big performances against big opponents. You did that tonight, 24 points, did a lot of work inside. Coming from that St. Michael Albertville game and since then where you've won 5 straight, how do you think that energized you to go out there and play hard?
Well, it just kind of motivates me to help my team and continue to be there for them and be on the court so I can actually contribute to the team rather than be on the bench or in foul trouble, And I think it gives us the energy that we need to continue to play hard, play together, and continue to win the games.
Resilience, another theme tonight. Holy Angels got off to fast starts in both the first and second half. You found a way to absorb that and bounce back. How do you respond in a situation like that?
Well, basketball is a game of runs. So when they have their run, we adjust so that we can get ours and finish the game strong.
And what would you make of your interior penetration? Because I felt Holy Angels didn't have an answer for you down there. You were getting a bunch of layups. Took you a little while to get going, but once you found your stroke, not much could stop you.
Well, I just kind of try to be a force down low so it can be easier. And then when they crash on me, I can kick it out. And then that's how we just keep the game going and keep the motivation going and keep the momentum up.
Cindy, you were knocking down threes and taking names, 5 triples in the first half. I think you had 7 or 8 overall, 26 points. Where did you find that stroke?
I've just been working on it in the gym, and I got hurt last year. I tore my ACL, so I was in the gym shooting a lot, and yeah.
How do you think those shooting drills have helped you this year where you and the rest of the team are in full health?
I feel like it just really contributes to the team because we have good shooters, but we need a solid shooter, and I'm there for that spot for them to look out and pass me the ball.
And I guess one benefit of the injuries from last year coming back, how deep this team is. You and NJ and Lockett hit free throws late. It seems no matter who's on the floor, they all can find a way to score. Cindy, how do you think the depth and the chemistry showed tonight?
I feel like everyone was focused towards the end, knocked down free throws, and I feel like our depth, everyone's ready on the bench. We have good people coming off the bench and ready to contribute into the game when people are in foul trouble.
And then what would you make of this conference series overall? A lot of times the conference matchups, maybe not the most exciting, but with the history with you and Holy Angels, you met in the semifinals, you got the game-winning bucket with 8 seconds to go. Didn't quite come down to that, but still another nail-biter. Just what is it about this series that makes it so special?
I don't know. They are a big rival, and they have a lot of good players. So I guess just the competition and the tension going back and forth. We both want to beat each other each time that we play. So I think that's what makes it so tough because I feel like we overthink it. But it's always a good game, and it's fun to play against them.
Yeah, and we know all their players. They know all of us. So we just need to come ready and focused at the end of the day because we know what each team's capable of doing because we played them so many times.
And on a related note, that state championship from last year, I'm sure, one of those that was last year, this is this year, but how do you think winning that title and getting to the top, how has that been a motivating factor this year?
Well, it definitely has a target on our backs, and it makes us want to go harder so we can get the same end goal. So I guess we just have to keep pushing ourselves and keep working.
Yeah, like NJ said, a lot of teams are out to get us, especially Holy Angels, because we only won by 1 point last year. So I feel like we just need to come ready every single game because we do have a target on our back.
Well, more often than not, you've come up clutch against those big opponents, 2 4A wins and a win over the number 2 team. Before we go, you want to say hi to anybody?
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Well, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. You have a lot to be proud of with these 2 athletes, and I'm sure you'll give them more to be proud of as the season continues. Congrats on the win, and based on this performance, I think you can expect to see me again on January 31st when you host Holy Angels.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
NJ Weems and Cindy Runsway, and that wraps things up from Holy Angels in Richfield again. You'll see these 2 compete on January 31st at the Island at DeLaSalle. Until then, I'm Mike Beaton. Thanks for watching.